Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvatam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitascha He Krishna Karuna Sindha Dīnabandha Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayine Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tvishe Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakti Shaktikam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Janmadhyasya Anvayaditaratas Chartheshu Bhigyasvarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye Muhyanti Yat Surayah Tejo Varimridam Yatha Vinimaye Yatra Trisargo Mrusha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraet Swasti Astu Vishwasya Khalaha Prasidatam Dhyayantu Bhutani Shivam Mithodhiya Manasya Bhadram Bhajatada Dokshaje Aveshyatam No Matirapya Hetuki. Reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, chapter number 4, beginning from verse number 29. So Sri Sukadeva Goswami is explaining how Kamsa he tries to please Devaki and Vasudeva and mainly impress on them that whatever has happened is because of the destiny. No one is to be blamed, and therefore nobody should have any ill feelings. So Vasudeva and Devaki, they were pleased to hear that, and they forgave him. And then Kamsa, when he understood that they are pleased, then he took permission from them to leave and went back to his palace. So that's what we studied. If there is any question on this. Yes.
To me, looks more like Kamsa is utilizing the philosophy to.
Say it again.
It gives me the impression that Kamsa is utilizing the philosophy, the knowledge, for his sake, to not to accept his responsibility, and he's like more okay, now everything is like we are all eternal and blah blah. There is not really, but actually he was doing this because of his fear of death.
Mm.
So I don't know. If this is like manipulation, basically.
So what do you expect?
No, it's because then
This is the world of exploited and exploiters. Just remember.
So then is the fact
So
that
what do you expect? What are you expecting?
No, I was thinking that this Vasudeva and Devaki, because they also have knowledge, they also have an understanding of the situation, and but still they are somehow good-hearted, and they accept.
So is that something bad or good?
Yeah, it's good, but in the same time.
Looks like you're troubled by it.
No, I'm not troubled, but somehow is a hypocrisy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
There's some hypocrisy.
Yeah, but what do you expect? That's what I'm saying. You expected Kamsa to be like a saintly person?
No.
Then why do you expect that he would have done something different than this? I mean, he's being so nice. Otherwise, he could have still kept them in prison and saying, "Look, you are cheaters. This daughter is born, and now she's saying this. I don't know what you people are going to do. These devas are also false. Maybe some other trick." Could have done so many things, right?
Yeah.
There was no need for him to be so nice and touching their feet. I mean, can you expect somebody who is Ahankara personified is touching the feet of Vasudeva and Devaki? Some change of heart, even if it is external. Even to do that, I mean, most people will not say, no, I can cut off my neck, but I will never bow down. सिर कटा सकते हैं मगर सर झुका नहीं सकते नहीं. Never heard this. So it's a big thing for him. He is such a powerful person. You will see how powerful he is. And he's doing this. You have to give him some credit. Should learn, because people are so egoistic, they don't want to bow down. Should learn from Kamsa. If Kamsa can bow down, who else is there not to bow down? Sadhus bow down, no problem. Kamsa is bowing down. He should learn. He is an ideal. How many times you think you should bow down? Then you have done the mistake yourself. You try to defend yourself. He was also defending, but still he came down. Most people will stop one step before, just defending, not touching feet and asking for pardon. Right? People don't go to that extent. There was no need for him to, he could have just given the lecture and left. Right? So that part we should learn. So, vidyagrahya duskuladapi or duracharadapi. You can take knowledge even from lowly person. You can pick up gold from the garbage. No problem. What do you say? Good? So keep Kamsa in mind, how difficult it was for him and he did it. Right? So if Kamsa can do it, why not we? If Kamsa can be humble, who are we? Anything else?
One question, Babaji.
Yes.
Vasudeva and Devaki, they were satisfied with Kansa's talk, but after the year, the very next day, when Kansa is giving orders to kill all the children, they must have also heard that. So is there anywhere, what are their reactions was explained?
No. There is no explanation. They must have been worried, obviously. You can guess. They must be fearing for Krishna, because they know that he is right here. But there is no description, but it's natural for them to hear this, and they know that Krishna is just few miles away from Mathura. So you can see their anxiety. What will happen to him? And then they are getting all the news. After Putana, he meets Nanda Maharaj, right? Nanda Maharaj came to give some tax, I think. When he went back, then he heard the story of, actually, Vasudeva was already telling him that you go quickly, something wrong can happen. That means he was worried. From that we understand whether he was foreseeing it or he was just saying it because he had so much anxiety for the safety of Krishna that he told him to go quickly. Anything else? So let's read the next sloka. Tasyam ratriam vyatitayam kamsa huya mantrinaha tebhya chaste tatsarvam yaduktam yoga nidraya. So that night obviously he did not have a good sleep because his head was churning what is to be done. He could not forget the words of Durga in the sky that his killer is born somewhere. So therefore in the morning he called for a meeting of his ministers, mantrina. And tebhya achasta tatsarvam. And he then related everything to them, what all happened at night, because they don't know. Yaduktam yoga nidraya. And specifically what was spoken by Yoga Nidra, which is Yoga Maya, what she has said about his killer being born somewhere. Because that's what he is worried about. He was worried about this for all this time, and now it became more clear that his killer is somewhere. Yes.
Is Yogamaya called Yoga Nidra? Yoga Nidra can be used for Krishna when he's sitting on the shesh.
That is also Yogamaya.
So the sleeping is Yogamaya or?
Yeah, by Yogamaya he sleeps.
At night it's Yogamaya.
So akarne bhartur gaditam tamuchur deva satravaha devan prati krita marsham daiteya natiko vidaha. So akarne bhartur gaditam akarne. So after hearing the words of their master, tamuchu, they spoke. Who are they? Deva satravaha, the enemies of devas. means their personality, their identity is Devashatru. So this is their prime business. Yes, that to be enemy of Devas, that's how they are known. So Asuras means Sura Virodhi, Tad Virodhi. Naya Samas is also in the Virodha, opponents. So they are primarily opponents, means their main function is to oppose them. Devan Prati Krita Amarsha. So they had anger towards Devas. Daiteya, they are actually their cousins, because they are Diti Putras or descendants, not these are themselves Diti Putras, but this is Daiteya is their surname. So Napi Kovida. So they are not very expert. So Na Kovida. So what is not Kovida? Kovida means one who knows the outcome. So Veti Bandham cha Moksham cha. Buddhi Sapartha Satviki. So Satviki Buddhi is that which knows the outcome of an action, whether it will bring me bondage or release, which means whether it will bring me peace, happiness, or it will bring me suffering. So that is Satviki Buddhi. And those which does not know this, that is Tamsi Rajasi, Ayathavat Prajanati Buddhi Sapartha Rajasi. So that's why they are called here as Nakovida. That they are not in knowledge of outcome of actions. So this is the situation of people in general, that they perform activities thinking this will bring us happiness, freedom, peace, but the outcome generally comes the opposite of that, mostly. So this is because most people's intelligence, especially in the present day and age, is not in sattva. Because their lifestyle, their food habits, everything is against sattva. So therefore they do not understand, and that's why they are mad at devas. Because they see devas seems to be peaceful, happy, and they cannot tolerate that. So they have amarsha. Amarsha is basically means intolerant. So this becoming envious. So seeing someone progress, someone happy, then you feel burned inside, disturbed. So that is amarsha. So that's what they have. And for this they will blame devas. So the problem is in oneself. The trouble is inside my mind, but I don't see that. And then I blame others for that. That I'm suffering because of you. Everybody thinks that my suffering is because of person next to me. Right? My neighbor, my partner, my relative, my boss, my children, my siblings. Somebody is the cause of my suffering. Otherwise, I am very peaceful. But if you leave somebody alone, they will suffer also. That is biggest suffering. Otherwise, the prison room should be peaceful. Because there is no one to trouble you. So So this is the Deva Shatru. So Nati Kovidaha Na Kovida ityartha. So he says that this word Ati here doesn't give any extra sense. It says Ati iti anadhikartha. It is not giving some extra. They are not Kovida, they don't know. So what is the meaning of Ati here? Of course you can say they don't know at all. But he says that Na Kovida has the same sense as Nati Kovida. If you say it doesn't know or doesn't know at all, means same thing. Evam chet tarhi bhojendra puragrama vrajadishu nirdeshanscha hanishyamodya vaishashun. So this was their proposal. So he says that if this is the case of Bhojendra, that is Kamsa, king of the Bhoja dynasty, that those children who are born in the city, in the villages, in the cowherd communities, Vraja, Pura, Grama, how Anirdashan means they are less than 10 days old, or Nirdashan, or more than 10 days. We will kill all of them, Shishun. That's our program. So that's the solution. So therefore you do not have to fear. We will just take care of it. So Anirdashan 10 dinebhyo na nirgatan nirgatans. So Nirdashan means nirgata dasha dina, those for whom 10 days have passed. And Anir means those who are less than 10 days. Kimuddhamaihi karishyanti deva samarabhirava nityamudvigna manaso jaghoshaidhanushastava. So now this is one characteristic of Asuric people, that they are very proud. That's why they are able to function like that. It's like when people drink, after drinking, the level of pride goes up. Right? So people start boasting. Then they're ready to fight. So that's why drinking is important thing for fighting. That's why in the army they supply liquor. Because by drinking, your pride goes up. Then you can fight fearlessly. Because you are already not Kovida, then you become Nati Kovida. So you don't think of the outcome. Not like Arjuna. Tells, put my chariot. He was not drunk. So that a normal person will behave. Senyorubhyor madhya ratham sthapya mechata. Put my chariot in the middle of. Why? Come here to fight? Or come here for sightseeing? People also go to see army parade. Right? Right? And you come to see the army parade, or you are come to fight. So when you are like this, you don't think you are very proud. Yes.
Could you repeat, please? Who is speaking now? Is it Kamsa speaking to his ministers?
His ministers.
They are speaking.
Ministers are speaking to Kamsa. That's why it says, Evam Cheta Tarhi Bhojendra. Bhojendra is Sambodhan invocatory for Kamsa. O Kamsa, O king of the Bhojas, if this is the case, evam chet, then this is what we are going to do. Right? Hanisyamo. In Uttam Purus Bahuvachan, right? First person plural. That we will kill. So we obviously is what comes now is these other people. So they did not even suggest it that this is what we should do it. They're saying we will just do it. Because they're also waiting to do some, Right? Like you keep a horse tied for a long time. Then you release him, he will run. Or you keep the cows inside for a long time and release them, they start jumping. So they are like that. For a long time they have not got any chance to do something. So they're saying that we will do this. So this is kimudyamai karishyanti devaha samarbhirvaya. So if someone says, are you not afraid of the devas? That if you try to do that, then they will come and stop you because you are going to do something religious. He says, Deva, they are samarbhirva. They are very much fearful of samar, fighting, battle. So what can they do? What valorous activity can they perform when they are so fearful of fighting? Nityam udvigna manasa jaghoshai dhanusastava. He says they are always troubled just by the sound of the twang of your bow. If you stretch the cord of your bow and release it, then it makes the sound, then they become terrified that Kamsa is coming to fight with us. So therefore it says Nityam Udyogna Mansa. So therefore we have no fear from them. No one is going to come here to give any trouble like that. Asyataste sharavratayir hanyamana samantata jiji vishava utasrijya palayan parayayu. So then of course they are trying to praise him. So he says that they run away from the battlefield. Palayan para. Palayan para means that they are very much accustomed to running away from the battlefield. Why? Jiji Vishava. Because they want to live. So in the battle, it is certain that they will be killed. And they don't want that. So Utsrijya, they give up that and then they run away. Why that? Sharavratai hanyamana samantata. It says being hit by your arrows. Hanyamana, sharavratai hanyamana. When they are being wounded by the shower of your arrows in all directions. So then they scoot, give up and run for their life. So asyata vidyata. The word asyata means vidyata, being pierced by your arrows. Sataha utsrijya ranam tyaktva. So this is that srij dhatu, srij visarge, to give up. So they give up. What do they give up? Battle. So all that is not mentioned in the sloka, but this is to be adhyahar. This is the adhyahar. There is no mention of rana or yuddha, kshetra here, but this has to be supplied. So this is what you see sometimes in the commentary. They'll say iti shesha, means this is the remaining part which has to be supplied to complete the sense of the sentence or sloka. So it's quite often you see in the commentaries. So there is no commentary on this sloka. Kechit pranjala yodina न्यस्त शस्त्रा दिवौकसः मुक्त कच्छ शिखा केचिद भीताः स्मयति वादिना. So now some of them they run away, some are unable to run, they get caught. So then what do? They throw away their shastra, nyasta shastra, and they join their palms, pranjalayo and dina. They are in a very pitiable situation. Who are they? Divaukasa, those who live in Diva, heaven, Div. Mukta kacha shikha kechit bhita smaiti vadi. And their hair are loosened and their dress is also. Kacha is this what you tie your dhoti and you put it on the back side. That is called kacha. So that is also loose. Mukta. It has fallen down. Their dhotis are falling down. They are so much terrified. And they say it even verbally. Bhitasma. We are afraid of you. We are afraid of you. Iti vadina. They speak like that. So how happy Kamsa must be to hear this. We have never heard any stories like this that Kamsa ever fought with the Devas anyway. You hear about Ravana and Hiranyakashipu terrorizing the Devas, but about Kamsa we don't know. If maybe in some other Purana somewhere. But at least in Bhagavatam there is no story like this. But since it is stated there, his followers are saying he must have done that once upon a time. That's why all these asuras came and took shelter. I don't know if it is in Garg Samhita, that how all these Bakasura, Aghasura, they came to him. He defeated all of them. Putna. That's why they accepted him as their boss. They were all defeated by Kamsa. Somewhere, I think. I read it long ago. You don't know the story? You are the story person?
I'm starting to read the Purana.
Check Garg Samhita. So natvam vishmitas shastrastran virathan bhayasamritan hansi anyashakt vimukhan bhagna chapan ayudhyata. So now they are saying that natvam vishmita shastrastran, that these people, they are so much in fear that they forget how to wield their weapons. Shastra and Astra. Astra are those which you throw, and Shastra is which you keep in your hand and fight. So they forget it. And Virathan, and they are out of their chariot. Chariot is broken. Bhaya samritan, and they are completely full of fear. So in such a situation, you do not kill them. Tvam na hamsi. You have a chance, but you don't do that. Why? Bhagna chapan ayudhyata. Their bows are broken because you have cut them, and they are not fighting. So this is also a rule in fighting, that if the enemy takes your shelter, his chariot is broken, horses are dead, and he doesn't have any weapon, or he is running away, then in such a condition one should not kill. So this is the principle. So they're basically mentioning that in such situation you don't kill them. Means you are such a big hero that you break their chariots, break their weapons, and completely terrify them, that they give up fighting with you. Ayudhyata. And not only that, Anya sakta vimukhan. So they are not engaged in battle because they are Anya sakta. They cannot think of battle, they are probably thinking of their family, what will happen if I die, who will take care of my children, what will happen to my job, who is going to give water to my field, right? Who will take care of my cows, so my dogs, who will feed them. So this is Anya sakta. Because their asakti they have somewhere. It's not that they don't have asakti. So therefore they are vimukha, they are not, their mind is not in fighting, ayudhyata. So in such situation you are very compassionate, you don't kill them. Yes.
Actually, I just wanted to know from this needy point of view, like from this Karna, his chariot was broken and he was on the ground, but he did not take shelter. So that was the reason why he was from the needy point of view, because he did not take shelter.
No, even then he should not have been killed, because he was not fighting. He said, I am going to get my chariot out of this mud. So in that situation, it was wrong to kill him. So in your navy you have some rules like that or no? Or just attack?
We had that for POWs, the prisoner of war is there. So then when he surrenders, then you don't take any, you don't kill him.
Yeah, so same thing. Similar rules. Or if Red Cross...
I think I can ask a question.
Yes.
Why isn't it Ayodhya? Why isn't this Ayodhya? Because the Ayodhya refers to the Devas, right?
So how will you make it?
Like is this supposed to be Akaran, Ayodhya?
No, this is Shatri Pratyaya.
Oh.
So Ayodhyata is plural here. Like you know the Gachan, Gacchantau, Gacchanta, Gachantam, Gachatau, Gachata. Ditiya Bahuvachan becomes Gachata. You know this? Shatri. It's like you have Bhagavan, Bhagavan, Bhagavantau, Bhagavanta, Bhagavantam, Bhagavantau, Bhagavata. So it is Ayodhyan, Ayodhyantau, Ayodhyanta, Ayodhyantam, Ayodhyantau, Ayodhyata. Okay. So tava dharmikatvam tesham vriddhau heturityahunatam. So he says that these devas, why are they prospering? They are prospering not because they are great themselves. They are prospering because you are very dharmika. If you are not dharmika, they will be killed. But because you are a very righteous person, so you don't kill them. Otherwise they will be finished. So that's why. So you see, they are seeing, after all, Kamsa is their leader, so they have to have some respect for him. They must see something good in him. He is not like Putana, who is going to kill the young, try to kill a young baby. Kamsa is not like that. Although he told, but Now they are not seeing that he killed the 6 young born babies. That time where was his dharmika tva? So this is how the followers don't see the defects. Right? This is the nature of human mind, that if you like somebody, your priya sa priya eva. Kurvan chatvali kani kaya kasya navala. So that one who is dear to you is dear to you. Then you don't see defects in that person. So Kamsa was killing all these babies. At that time they did not say, well, you are actually a dharmic person, you don't even kill the devas. Why are you killing these kids? So this they cannot see, because they have too much bhakti for him. Raganuga bhakti for Kamsa. Natural. Tenata param dharmikatvam tyajatam. Says, therefore, from now onwards, please give up this dharmikta, this religiosity. Don't be so religious, because mrityu buddhi batam apohya yavat buddhi balodayam. An intelligent person should try to protect oneself from death as long as one has buddhi and bala, intelligence and strength. So you have intelligence, you have strength, try to protect yourself, and in the name of Dharma don't get killed. You already made mistake by not killing these devas. So now they are prospering, and look what they did to you. They fooled you. They said 8th child will kill you, and then 8th child was a girl, and now the girl is saying that he's somewhere. So this is all because of you, because you are so dharmic, so religious. So please don't be like that anymore. So this is their ministers, mantri. Mantri means those who give good advice. Right? That's those who give mantra. They are called mantri. So they are giving him the mantra how to live and not let live. So dharmasya nayam kala iti bhava. So what they are saying is that now is not the time for dharma. So there is time for everything. There is time for dharma and there is time for adharma. So he says now this is the time for adharma, not for dharma. Okay? Not that all the time you are dharmic, then you will give everything in charity. Right? Like Nachiketa's father. He was giving all the cows in charity. Everything. All the old cows. Take. Good ones he has put inside. So the son said, he is just so charitable, let me ask him whom is he going to give me. So he went, whom will you give me? Father did not say anything. So just a child saying, whom will you give me? He came again. Whom? He got upset. Says, I give it to Yamaraj. Because he is giving charity. He says, I donate you to Yamaraj. And if Yamaraj is lacking, so therefore he says, this is not the time for dharma. Because there are certain times which are good for dharma, like solar eclipse, lunar eclipse. Right? Some child is born, Shraddha, Yajna is being done. Right? These are good times to be dharmic, give charity. He says, now don't be so charitable, now is the time to kill. So go for the kill. So kim Shaymashuara vibudhair asanyuga vikathanai raho jusha kim harina shambhuna vavanaukasa kim indrena alpa viryena brahmana va tapasyata brahmana va tapasyata. Practice. So now you see the pride of asuras. Ko asti, ko anya asti sadrisham maya. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, who is there like me? So now asuras are saying, who is there like you? There is nobody. Because there is no one like you means, and we are with you, so there is nobody like us. That's how the followers identify with the leader. So when leader is doing good, they feel good because they identify with the leader. So he says that these vibudhas, means deva, amra nirjara deva, vibudha. So vibudha means deva. He says Shaymashuara. He says they are only hero in the house. So they are called Gehenardi. Gehenardi means that big warrior inside the house. So this is called Shaymashuara. If you want to give some names, sometimes I want to give an abusive name. Like Sanskrit has got nice abusive, very nice sounding. You want to give abuse to somebody, don't call all these English, Hindi, abusive words. Call him Shaymashuara. Devanam Priya. So he will think that you are praising him. Call him Shura. So he says, Kim Shaymashuarair vibudhair asanyuga vikathanai. So he says that they are not Sura outside in the battlefield, only in the house. Are asanyuga vikathanai. So vikathana means boasting. So he says their boasting is only outside the battle. Sanyuga means war. So only outside they are boasting. If they have to actually come on the field, then they will be, like that story of Uttara Kumar. Uttar Kumar, son of this Virat. So he was a young boy, and this is when Pandavas were staying incognito in the kingdom of Virata. At that time the Kauravas, they wanted to attack. Kauravas attacked from one side and Trigartas from the other side. So first Trigartas attacked to steal their cows. They took the Muhurta. They went to Jyotisi. And what is the good time for stealing? So he says now. So they went and they stole the cows. So I think it was Sahadev who was taking care of the cow and Nakul of the horses. So he came running and he told king that some big army is come and stealing our cows. So then king went with his army. Then came Kauravas, they attacked. Now the news came that Kauravas are attacking, but there is no one to fight with them. So that means Virata did not have good spies. That's what it shows. If he had a good intelligence, right? They would have told this already news, so he didn't know. So then there's nobody, only the queens and princesses, they are there, and now what to do? So this boy was there, he says, oh, I will do this. I will fight. I will fight with everybody. You will see today my valor, how I defeat Bhishma, Drona, Karna, Aswathama, Kripacharya. I was just waiting for this opportunity. So in the midst of ladies, he was speaking big, boastful words. He said, the only thing is that I need somebody to drive my chariot. But there was nobody. So Arjuna, who was dressed like a lady, Brihannala, he said, oh, I can drive your chariot. So he started laughing. You only know take a thaya, how to dance, how will you drive my chariot? So he told some story that actually when I was learning dancing, my teacher sometimes I used to drive a chariot. So no problem. I was in the kingdom of the Pandavas, and sometimes I have driven the chariot of Arjuna also. So he says, really? He says, yes. Then he heard the name of Arjuna, thought, oh, that means he knows. So then he took. But when he came there and he saw all these things, then he told Arjuna quietly, please turn the chariot. He says, turn the chariot. Now he is speaking very softly. He says, Brihannala, Brihannala. He says, what? He says, turn the chariot back. He says, what happened? He says, no, I think. Says, Brihannala said, this is not the time to think. This is not Kurukshetra that here, Krishna here teaching you Bhagavad Gita. So he says, now it's time to fight. He says, no, there is no time to think now. So he says, no, please. I think I have stomach upset. So he says, no. So you know the story. So this is called Shaymashuara. That boasting, asanyug vikatthana. That boasting outside, not when you actually see the situation and then, because when you're sitting in the house you talk so many things, but when you have to go and face the situation, then people start shaking, oh my God. If some people are outside shouting, you're inside the house, you say, no, I will go and see. When you see the crowd, you think, let me go back. So Raho Jusa, then this is about the Vibhuddhas, Devas. He says, what about Hari? Vishnu? So he says, Vishnu is such a coward. He is the biggest coward of all these Devas. Why? He says, Raho Jusa, he is always hiding in the heart of people. He doesn't even come out. He's so scared. Even Hiranyakashipu was searching for him. So he said, our forefather Hiranyakashipu searched for him, could not find him anywhere. He went up, down, everywhere. He could not find him. Because Asuras cannot find God. Right? No matter how much Asuras try, they cannot find him. Because Asuras are Bahirmukha and he is Antarmukha, he is inside. He is Pratyagatma, Asuras are Paragatma. So, Varuni Diggatam Vastu Katham Andrimupa Vapniyat. Something which is in the west, how will you find it in the east? So that is the situation of the Asuras and Hari. They are in complete opposite directions. So therefore, but everybody has their explanation and their logic. So they cannot find him. So what do they say? He is afraid of us. Right? So when you don't find God, you don't understand God, then you say there is no God. If there is God, show me God. Right? So Asuras at least are not saying there is no Hari. Modern people say no God. They do not say there is. He says he is just afraid of us, he is hiding. Raho Jusham. Kim Harina. He says therefore don't worry about him. He is not going to do anything. He is hiding. And Shambhuna va Vanaukasa. And what is Shambhu? Shambhu is he lives in the forest. Which forest? He lives in the forest. If you go there, you become a woman. He is so afraid that he goes and lives this forest where this king Sudyumna went and became Ila. So that's where he lives. Why he lives there? So scared that if these Asuras come here, they will become women, then I am free. I am not troubled by them. He says that's Shambhu. So no fear from him. And Indra? Oh, Indra, forget. He is Alpavirya. Kimindrena alpaviryena. He has no power. He is always scared. All the time he is scared. And Brahmana va tapashyata. And Brahma, he is just busy doing tapasya. And how much tapasya he did? Half of his life he spent doing tapasya only. Nobody has done tapasya like Brahma. So he says, therefore we have no fear from Vishnu, Shiva, Brahma, Indra, or to speak of these other devas. They are nothing. So we freely destroy Dharma. So vayam tu tebhya kadapi na bibhima ityahu. So in the previous sloka it was said that devas are always full of fear and therefore they don't know how to wield their weapons. They beg pardon from you, they come bowing down to you. But we have no fear from anyone, not even from Vishnu, Shiva, Brahma, Indra, anyone else. So ksheme nirbhaye deshe surai. So kshema here means place which is free from fear. So that's only the place there, sura, heroic. Sanyogada netreva vikanthanam praudhi vado yashanti. So only outside the battlefield they boast, talk big. Nacha harehe sambhorva bhetavyam. And we are not afraid of Hari or Shambhu even. Tayorapi tvattulya balatva bhavat. Because they are not equal to you in power. That's why Krishna also ran away. Right? He was born in Mathura, he didn't stay there more than half an hour. He went hiding. So he is also afraid of you. Everyone is afraid of you. This is the meaning of Rahujusha, living in a secret place. So, yadi balam syat tada kimiti prakti bhuyana yudhyate. If he is powerful, why he does not come face to face and fight? Why try to hide and then attack from behind? So that's not a hero. Kimiti lokanam antakarneshu pravishya ninyuta. And what is this that he goes inside the antakarana of human beings and remains hidden there? So this is the extent of his heroic state. How fearful. Becomes so small. Right? When you are fearful, you want to, your heart becomes sankuchita, right? Your heart contracts in fear. When you are happy, your heart blooms. That's why it is compared to flower, lotus flower. When it blooms, big, small. So out of fear, he becomes so small, anoraniyam, smaller than the smallest. So he goes inside. Sukshmanamapi aham jiva. Among the sukshman jiva. So what is this? Iti bhava. Vanaukasa purusha pravesha rahita rahitam ilavrita vanam auko yasya tena. And Vanaukasa is referring to that Shiva is such a coward that he goes and he hides in the forest which is called Ilavrita, so that any man will enter there, will turn into a female, and then he doesn't have to fight, because females don't fight. They fight, they only fight at home, not in the battle. So that's why Shiva is there. So we'll stop here, we'll keep on talking like this. So this is called Shaymashuara. So, boasting in the house. Any question?
Yes, Babaji, the last line in Chakravarti's commentaries, he said, Ilavrita Vanam, then Oko Yasatina?
Oka means house or residence. Okas. Okas is the word, Sakaranta. That's why he has one Aukasa. Tritiya Aukas. Sambhuna, one Aukasa Sambhuna. It's an adjective of Shambhu. Tritiya Ekvachan. Vana eva Aukasa, yasya te one Aukasa. Anything else?